Welcome back to Tactical Pontoon, where even a slow-moving pontoon can be tactical. I'm James, and I have not been around very much. And why, you might ask? Because I'm in show business. I've hit the big time. I'm part of the greatest show on earth, and you know the one I'm talking about. Acrobats, animals, freaks. No, I'm not the bearded lady. However, I probably could be. Nope, I'm part of the elephant waste removal program. As you can imagine, I'm very busy. Those animals eat a lot. They shit even more. However, with the extra overtime, I get to do pretty cool things with my money. I just don't get a chance to actually do any of them. One example of this is you will notice my trusty Glock 17. However, it's pretending currently to be a Glock 22, the elephant killing round, the 40 Smith & Wesson. Ooh. So should we have an issue at the circus, I can take out a whole herd of elephants with one magazine. Now granted, we only have 3, and I think one of them's dying. Not anything I did. The poo. It's not looking good. It's slime. Anyways, we'll get past that. So why me, being a connoisseur of 9mm, why is my trusty Glock 17 posing as a Glock 22? It's practically blasphemy. It does hurt a little bit. Let's back up a few days. We all know Thanksgiving was just a few days ago. We all know that the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday. We all know that deals, well, they happen. I had not originally planned on being part of the Black Friday rush, but I came across a blank Glock 17 slide for a very reasonable price from an individual. I purchased this on a Friday. That slide gave me the idea it's blank. Might as well go ahead and do the build that I had originally wanted a while back with the RMR, the windows, the front serrations, just a very cool design. However, being that I had bought this slide on a Friday, and when I decided to do the modifications, it was actually on a Sunday. I had missed Black Friday. So I did a little bit of searching. I did beg a few people. I asked, and I came up with a couple ideas of what package I wanted to go with. One guy came through, Boogeyman Customs in Arizona. He extended his Black Friday 35% off sale. So what would have been a $240 package was 35% less. So I was going to take that blank slide and send it to Boogeyman Customs for the Voodoo milling job, as well as a RMR cutout for the Vortex Viper, as well as the chamfer and one color Cerakote. That was the plan. Now this Saturday, my slide was supposed to arrive. What did arrive was a message from the guy that I bought it from, with a picture of an empty box returned to him from the Postal Service. My slide is missing. I was not a happy camper, but I prevailed. I thought about sending one of my Glock 22 slides, and really, maybe I should have, because that gives me the ability to run 357, 40 Smith & Wesson, and 9mm depending on the barrel. But I had already decided to do the Glock 17, so I stripped my factory Glock 17 barrel. It is now in a box and it will be shipped out tomorrow off to Boogeyman Customs to have work done. So until then, until it gets back, my beloved Glock 17 will be a Glock 22. Really don't know how I feel about this. Makes me a little bit sad. However, I work around elephants. I can put elephants down now. I guess you could call it a win-win, unless you're an elephant. The other thing, what is something else I've been working on? We all know the Polymer 80s. And is this a Polymer 80 V2? One of the full-size V2s, the ones that everybody's been talking about, because it has the metal rails in the rear? Is it? Is it? No. No, it's not. This is a Bryco or Jennings Bryco T380. This is a beautiful, beautiful, terrible gun. Probably one of the most terrible guns. It's not terrible per se, but and I can't say that it makes a high point look fancy, because really just aesthetically, this almost looks from a distance like a decent gun. However, as you get closer to it, you see that it pretty much is designed very similar to the Titanic or like a boxcar or something of that nature. This gun is my neighbor's gun. And why do I have this? Well, we were shooting over on his property, and he brought out the only semi-automatic handgun that he has. He's kind of a wheel gun guy. When I was firing my Glocks, and he had bought it several years ago from a pawn store for basically high point price. But he could never get it to chamber. You pull the slide back and a round would not go into the barrel. What I did notice, the ammunition he had was some old Winchester flat nose 380, which I believe may have been the problem. So I told him that I would polish the feed ramps, as well as do a few other things. Take it apart, take a look at it, make sure everything was okay. Now, being a Glock guy, being a modern handgun person, wasn't really sure how to take this thing apart. It's not fun. It's not exactly easy. And that pretty much brings it back to why I actually have this thing over here, is because in taking it apart, which you do so by pushing in on this little retainer, pulling the slide back. So far, not easy to do on camera. Not easy to do no matter what, on camera or otherwise. This really is just a pile of crap. Got to get something different. One second. All right. Okay, let's try this again. So hope I don't break my sight tool. Okay, push that little retainer in. So this is the firing pin spring. This is the little retainer, and then the gun comes apart. Got a fixed barrel. This really is just a terrible gun. A little backstory on Bryco. It's what they call a ring of fire guns from like the 80s. There was another manufacturer that went out of business that actually came up with the design of this. They went out of business. Then the son of the creator, which I'm Brian or something of that. It was Jennings, then it became Bryco, and it's actually still produced today under the Jimenez arms. So this gun's been around since like 79, 78. Still being produced today under the Jimenez brand. It's really what they call a Saturday night special. I mean, this is the Saturday night special pocket gun. Dirt cheap, it was just real cheaply made. Granted, the exterior looks like it's stainless or something like that, but it's actually like a powdered metal magnesium. It's known for coming apart. It's known for cracking. It's known for exploding. There was a lawsuit on this gun, so it's really not something I'd want to shoot very often. And I shot it before I read up on it, and as I was taking it apart the first time, as I showed you before, the striker spring itself fits into this retainer. This is the thing that holds the slide on. This little guy and the striker spring decided to come out. Well, I foolishly got out of the way at the wrong time, and it flew away. It disappeared. I found the striker spring. I did not find the slide retainer. This is one I picked up off eBay in order to replace it, since I had lost it. So I have since polished the feed rail, or the feed ramp. I have polished a few other places. I have lubed everything up in order to return this gun. And trust me, I almost went and drug him down to the gun store to buy a new gun like a Taurus, like my PT-111, because this gun has infuriated me on several occasions while I was working with it. Especially when I got the new slide retainer that has, as you can tell, kind of a boogered up little hole in the back. Well, in their infinite wisdom, they thought it needed a firing pin safety because, safety was their first thing. I mean, with a Saturday night special gun, you want safety to be, top priority. Well, this boogered up hole where the firing pin indicator comes through was kind of boogered up, and it was not allowing that indicator to come through the hole. Well, initially, I wasn't too sure about that. So when I got it all back together, it would not cycle, and I could not figure it out. I took the gun apart multiple times. I played with it. I tried to figure out maybe if I was missing something. I pulled up schematics online. And like I said, I was very close to dragging him down to a gun store so that I could purchase him a PT-111. Something that was much safer, much more reliable. And even though people may not like Taurus, it's far and above a Bryco. God, I hate this gun. I will be very glad to give this gun back. Makes me very happy that I'm a Glock guy and that somebody did not give me one of these pieces of junk as my first gun. And I could understand why he might stay a wheel gun guy after having to deal with this. But he said he'd only shot it maybe 2 or 3 times in maybe 10 years or so. It's practically new. I think the new part that I bought for it is actually the oldest part of this gun. Oh, I hate this thing. But magazine bypass. You have to have the magazine in. This safety first. Safety first. You must safety first on the Saturday night special. So, not my gun. Never want it to be my gun. Bryco, Jennings, Jimenez, any of those, please stay away from them. I'm glad that I had a chance to play with this gun, but I will be very glad to give it back. So, that's it for Tactical Pontoon today. We will be doing more tuning. I'm hoping to have more time off. There may be a video next week, but it's kind of iffy with Christmas getting closer and my girlfriend having surgery. We will very possibly be missing a couple weeks again like I did with my last video. So if you've had any experience with a Bryco or a Jimenez or anything like that, or name some other pocket rocket Saturday night specials maybe you've had a chance to play with. I like some of these funky guns. I can't say as I'd want to own them, or at least maybe it'd be nice to have like a display case of really terrible guns. I'd probably put like a 1911 or something in. Really? Yeah, I went there. Actually, I've kind of been wanting a 1911, and I hope nobody watches this who knows me. But it would be neat to have a 1911. I said it. So, comment below, subscribe, and we will see you next time on Tactical Pontoon. I'm going to go shovel some shit. Elephant shit. But now I've got an elephant gun. So, here I come.